Okay, people, so guess what? I have the AfriGO card, MasterCard, Visa, Verve, AfriGO. Long ago, these four cards lived together in harmony. But this card right here is a new addition to the family. So I've had Visa, MasterCard, Verve, and now I have AfriGO right here. And in today's video, we are going to test out the AfriGO card and everything. And for those wondering, I got my AfriGO card from this app here called Source Microfinance Bank. I made a video about them in the description below, so you can go check that out here. This is a paper they gave me regarding their card and stuff. So basically, I am interested in seeing like all the capabilities that this card has. So basically, if we read here, this is that you can scan a QR code behind the debit card to basically pay for stuff. So as you can see, I scanned this QR code right here and it took me to this website over here. So we're just gonna scroll and see what they have because this thing actually looks pretty okay. I want to see whether or not I can actually use this somewhere. I don't know if I can, but let's see how it's gonna work. But anyway, for now, we are going to test out other dates, beginning with payment and subscription. So basically, we're gonna see whether or not this thing can handle subscription. So we're gonna start by doing it with Android on the Google Play Store and stuff. I'm going to add my AfriGO card to the Play Store to see whether or not it can make any in-app purchases or subscriptions. Okay, so I tried to add my card details and unfortunately it failed. It wouldn't even accept it at all. Since Android didn't work, we are going to use our card on an iOS. Let's see if it's going to work. Okay, so I tried this card on the iPhone and unfortunately it said error. So this card cannot be used for your Android or iPhone to make any purchases or subscriptions. So if it doesn't work on these sites, then I don't think it would work on other places as well. We are still not giving up. We are going to go on Spotify.com and try and use this card. Let's see whether the AfriGO card is going to work for a payment here. As you can see, I've tried the card on Spotify and unfortunately it has failed, so it will not work on Spotify at all. But we're still not giving up at all. We are going to use the AfriGO card on AudioMac. We are going to get the AudioMac Plus right now. Okay, so at first when I tried to pay for the AudioMac, it kept on taking me to the AudioMac app, but I was able to make it go on the AudioMac website. So from here, you can pay with Flutterwave, which is a Nigerian payment gateway. So we are going to see how it does with Flutterwave. As you can see, guys, the payment was successful. It worked. It worked. So now it looks like we have AudioMac Plus and we won't get those AudioMac ads that be like, want to support your favorite artist? Subscribe to AudioMac Plus. You get what I mean? So we are going to reopen our AudioMac in 3, 2, 1. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Look, we have AudioMac Plus. Oh my God, I'm kissing this card right now. Mm, mm. I love this so much. We have audio. We don't have any of those ads. We're free. As you can see with the AudioMac Plus, we have all these audio mods and everything. We can mod it based on however we want the song to sound, which is really, really cool. And oh my God, like I love this so much. Like I love the fact that I have all this stuff. I think I'll be using this for my AudioMac from now on. Okay, so the next thing we are going to do with our AfriGO card right here is to use it on Paystack, Paystack, the Nigerian payment gateway. So we're going to use Genti Audio right here and we're going to buy some coins. So let's buy this coin pack here for about 600 Naira. And then from there, we're going to pay with Paystack right here. Boom. You see, it works. It works, baby. It works. So as you can see, we have way more coins on Genti right now, which is a very, very cool thing. Next up, we are going to see whether or not that our AfriGO cards from Source works on Jumia. We're going to see how well it works. So for Jumia, we're not actually going to be paying for anything, but rather we are going to see whether or not it's going to be able to detect the card. So we're going to type in our card details and see what happens. Okay, so after imputing my card details on Jumia, it's not detecting it. So yeah, this is a no-no. Okay, so next up, we are going to be trying out Conga.com. We are going to see whether or not our favorite AfriGo card here is going to work. Okay, so you guys, basically, Conga is not taking our AfriGo card. When I tried to type out the entire card details, it wouldn't let me complete it. So as you can see now, I'm trying to type and add more. It won't let me. So it shows you that this card is a no-no for Conga and Jumia. Now, I remember earlier in that website we checked, it says that this card basically works when it comes to ride hailing and all type of stuff. So we're going to see whether or not that our card can be added to Bolt. As you can see, guys, I have added this card to Bolt, and as you can see, it says declined by bank, that this bank cannot be used. So yeah, since we have tested this card in so many places online, let's try to go outside in the real world and test this card with the ATMs and the POSs. Okay, so we are at the ATM and we have our AfriGo card. We're gonna come here and basically try to withdraw somebody. The moment of true, people. Okay, and let's see what happens. Okay. Okay, so I just need to put in my PIN and everything, and from there, we're gonna see how we're gonna withdraw.
Please key in your personal. Please take your cash.
So I tried my AfriGo card on a MoneyPoint POS and it could not detect it at all after several attempts. And the POS guys were confused, even I was confused. So yeah, AfriGo does not work on your MoneyPoint POS. After that failure, I decided to try another place with another POS to see whether or not the AfriGo card would work there. I picked up the item I wanted to buy and I have cash on me just in case the card fails. Now, I specifically picked this supermarket simply because the POS they have is an interswitch POS, so we could actually test it out and see whether or not the card worked. After inserting my PIN and waiting for the transaction, luckily the transaction was approved. Now, in the end of the day, after using this card personally, would I recommend this to the average Nigerian? The answer is yes and mostly no. Mostly because of the fact that this card has very limited support in Nigeria. I don't know why you're a card scheme, working with banks and everything, and yet you're giving us something that is limited. It doesn't work with MoneyPoint. It doesn't work with most online sites in Nigeria. So it makes it super difficult to use. Now, however, this does not mean that it is completely unusable. It is still usable. However, you can only use it for certain situations. Like, for example, if you're using a POS that's not MoneyPoint, potentially, it can work. But however, when it comes to what POSs it can work with, you have to do a lot of trial and error. And it means that your card cannot be used everywhere. You have to only use your card at certain locations that actually do support this card here. And also at the same time, when it comes to online payments, you have to basically use a payment gateway. Like that online site has to have something like Paystack or Flutterwave primarily. Other payment gateways may or may not work, which is why it's up to you to do trial and error on that aspect. But this card can still work with ATMs, but let's be realistic. When last did many of you go to an ATM? Most people don't really go to ATMs like that. Like for me personally, I do not live close to an ATM. I have to drive all the way to one, which is not convenient for me to just want to always withdraw money and stuff. Do you get what I mean? So yeah, that is basically all for today's video about AfriGo. So yeah, I hope over time the AfriGo changes and has more support, just like its brother Verve. So yeah, I hope I see you guys next time. Goodbye.